Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great start of this week, and welcome to this new video here on Solana. All right, so we're going to do a full update regarding mostly the technicals. Fundamentally, there's not much to talk about, or at least not fundamentally specifically about Solana, in my opinion. Fundamentally, regarding the financial markets right now, there are some things that we need to talk about. Which let's start off with that, and then we'll focus on Solana. So I know most of you are interested in that, but we need to cover those fundamentals as well, so that you have a good idea of what to expect, right? Because those fundamentals, in my eyes, are moving the markets right now, mostly. Because then we're talking about just in general a de-risking motion in the markets right now, right? Bitcoin is pulling back slightly here. That has an effect on Solana. That is partially because of the FOMC meeting tomorrow, which is super important for the monetary policy of the US, which in turn also has a major effect on the cryptocurrency markets, indirectly, but still has a major effect. And then what we're also seeing is that gold is performing very, very well, and the S&P 500 is pulling back a little bit, right? So that's just in general. That's those are both negatively correlated and positively correlated in that order. So negatively with gold, positively with the S&P 500, with Bitcoin. So that's why it's also bearish for Solana, right? And uncertainty for a very risky asset such as altcoins is never good. And then what we're also seeing technically from Solana here, the one thing that's a bit difficult, and that's similar to what we spoke about on Sunday, is that Solana is kind of stuck in the middle here, right? So we initially had some balance and a consolidation range up here. That was quite good, and we had one fake out here, but we reclaimed that with strength, and we continued that. However, what you can see right now is that there's two main levels to look at for Solana. And that's first of all this level at 144, which historically is a major point of control, right? Historically, if we go back in the last year and a half or so, I think that's the area where most of the volume has been traded. So therefore, it's a very crucial level. It's the POC of the range last year as well, which we held until November, I think. So therefore, that's a very important level. And then to the upside, you have this level here at 147, which is the value area low of the range we had since the 23rd of April, right? So therefore, we have these two quite relevant key levels around the price of Solana. And essentially, it's up to us, and the way we can make money is by predicting accurately which one of those two is going to break, right? And you could also wait for the actual breakout and then try to trade that, but that's equally as difficult, right? Because let's say we're going to get a bearish breakdown, could also be a fake out. You don't know if it's going to retest. You don't know how where the most of the liquidity is to the upsides, where we can spike into before dropping down again. So it's quite hard, but that's the main thing that we need to discuss in this video. Like what do we think? We have this consolidation right here. We have these two levels. Which one of these two levels is going to break? And that's also why I think those fundamentals, those broader financial markets fundamentals matter, because I think because of those, I'm leaning towards expecting a bearish breakdown here. And that's not the only reason that the financial markets look slightly ready for a pullback. It's also the technicals for Solana. I think the volume right now for Solana, if we compare the strength from the support level and the bounces right here to the strength we had last week Wednesday, it's significantly lower. It's much less strong, and therefore I'd say it's most likely that we're going to get that drop down below that. Maybe some sort of a deep liquidity spike back into that level for a retest, but eventually I do think it's most likely we're going to get that move into 136. I'll keep you updated on that. All right, if we see some sort of significant shift in the markets and Solana is able to break back above 147, I'll take back my words. I'm not in a trade right now on Solana, but I do think given the technicals in combination with the broader fundamentals, I think this is most likely. So those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know. For now, have a great day. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you all in my next videos. Bye.